Hi, my name is Steven.
It is I, Kevin.
And I am David, the eldest champion.
And we are the Brothers Born.
We invite you to bear witness as this most unlikely of throwdowns is about to commence.
Welcome back to the Unlikely Throwdowns podcast by Brothers Born. The three of us together here for a special, and I mean special, Christmas lightning round.
Yeah, this is going to be quick. I'm going to go ahead and judge. You guys picked out some, Christmas characters?
Christmas characters.
And you're going to have them fighting each other. I'm assuming this does not involve Santa, of course.
I wish it did.
No, Santa's exempt. All right, go, Dave. Tell me who you got, Christmas-wise.
Man, this is quick. It's a little stressful. I sort of want to change characters last minute, but I don't know how much research. So, I'm going to do it anyways. My guy likes to bounce. He has a talent. At Christmas time, you want him around when you're decorating your Christmas trees. Because he's the only one that can do the star on top without having to worry about a ladder in the North Pole Village.
Is this the Abominable Snowman?
Yes. But I just pivoted him just now, so we're going to see what happens. Abominable Snowman, or Bumble, as Yukon Cornelius likes to call him.
Oh, nice.
He's in the ring. What do you got?
All right. My guy, he comes from a 1979 novel called Nothing Lasts Forever, and he is actually in a movie. Came out in 1988, and he's a
John McClane.
John McClane.
Oh man, I wasn't even thinking him. I wish I would have stuck with my original choice.
It's funny because if I was going to get involved in this, if I would have had a character, that was my first thought was, John McClane, obviously. So
I was going to pick Kevin McAllister, but I thought
that would have been good. I almost picked him too.
So now I don't have as much research. All right.
This heralds back to our first Unlikely Throwdown ever with Hans Gruber versus Snake Eyes on the Brothers Born podcast. We have John McClane from Die Hard versus the Abominable Snowman from Rudolph the Rednose Reindeer.
Yes,
right?
yes.
All right, let's take a quick break before we get into the nit and gritty here.
A wise man once said, "Cash rules everything around me. It's all about the money. Dollar bills, y'all." Now, the Brothers Born are definitely not part of the Wu-Tang Clan. But the sentiment, well, it's still true. When it comes down to it, making content that we do can have some costs when it comes to equipment and certain fees. This is where you come in as a listener. No obligation here, but if you do like what we have and you would like to contribute a little bit of funds our way so we can improve our content, there's 3 different tiers of payment which you can use. The first one is a simple, cheap tier of 99 cents. Not too bad. Next tier would be $4.99, or if you're straight balling, $9.99 for the third tier. Now, there's no obligation here. We're going to do the content either way, but we definitely would appreciate a little help. Thank you in advance, and we look forward to providing more content for you. All right, and we're back. So let's see. Can John McClane fight an Abominable Snowman? Now it's time to find out. First of all, I guess it would depend if they're at a Christmas party inside of an office building or not, because obviously he would have it then.
I don't know. He's pretty tall. He could reach up high into the ventilation shafts.
So go ahead. You go first, Dave.
I don't really have a lot to say because this is the lightning round, but I will say the Abominable Snowman is one of the most feared creatures in the North Pole.
It's true.
He goes after any lost elves or lost reindeer in the North Pole, and then he captures them and you don't see him again. He doesn't really care if you're cute. He doesn't really care if you're important to Christmas or whatever. He's going to take you if you're in his territory. That's all he cares about. He's vicious. He really just wants to get rid of these Christmas reindeer and these elves. Probably he wants to eat them. I don't know, but usually he just puts them in some kind of weird cage thingy. But that's what he does. Later in the movie, we find out that he just is a little misguided. Yukon Cornelius is first, he throws him off the cliff to get rid of him. And during that fall, maybe he has a concussion. I don't know, maybe not. But he bounces up from that. And Yukon Cornelius, of course, takes out his teeth. But we're going to go with the teeth version just because I'm adding all this together. So he has his teeth, but in the movie he loses his teeth and he becomes really nice and a really good resource and asset to Santa Claus, who is former champion, and also the North Pole elves and reindeer, because he can put the star on the tree. He can probably switch the smoke detectors. He can reach places that others can't. And he could just be a guardian to them because he is very powerful. So Abominable Snowman starts out evil, but we realize his true spirit. He is a good dude, but he still has all of his abilities, all of his savageness, and he still has his teeth.
So speaking of smoke detectors, John McClane pulled the fire alarm to try and summon the cops to Nakatomi Tower. It did not go so well. They turned around. But he's tried turning to his fellow law enforcement officers, but they neglected him. So John McClane single-handedly takes down a team of terrorists in Nakatomi Tower, and that's pretty amazing. He does it without shoes and without like a proper shirt. He has like a muscle shirt on. Yeah,
Bumble
he's
doesn't wear shoes either.
John McClane. He's just an ordinary cop. He got stuck in a bad situation, but he made the best of it, and he saved Christmas, and he saved his wife, and he saved all those other hostages. And I
Except for
gotta,
Hans Gruber.
well, he's not a hostage. He was the main baddie. So, but yeah, John McClane. He's uses machine guns, pistols. He wrestles pretty good. And let me give you a sweet quote. Ho ho. No, well, he didn't actually say it, but he wrote it on the shirt. He's a savage. Ho ho ho. Now I have a machine gun. Oh no, now I have a machine gun. Ho ho ho. So he has a little cheekiness, a little bit of a like humor to his heroism. So John McClane is the man. And this is just round one. He does this again at the airport in
He
Die
does.
Hard
He
2.
does. Several times he does it. Not there's what 6 diehards altogether.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
but only 3 of them are any good.
Well, still he still does it.
And
He
only
still
2 of
does
them are
it.
on Christmas, so I can't count Die Hard
That's
with
true.
Vengeance.
That's
So,
true.
but
I
yeah,
don't
dude,
remember what.
he people doubt him, like the other cops and um the people in Los Angeles, but he pulls through.
All right. So what's he gonna do when Bumble captures him and puts him in his little prison with Rudolph and Clarice?
Climb through the
Is
venting
it
shafts.
Clarice? I don't know. I think her
Climb
name was
through
Clarice.
climb through the vent shafts and
My thing is, there's no
escape.
vent shafts in Bumble's prison, and also Bumble doesn't even need a shirt at all. Plus, he doesn't wear shoes. So, and wrestling, come on. Do you really think John McClane could beat the Abominable Snowman in a wrestling match? You really think that? So, like Kevin said, we're taking guns out of the equation.
What?
So
I never said that.
David puts words in people's mouths.
when that happens, I think it's obvious who the winner is. So, but no, seriously, the Abominable Snowman, he is very like everyone's scared of him in the whole area of the North Pole. He doesn't go much against a bunch of guns. He might not be very agile, so you probably have me there. But he is able to like capture his prey. Everyone he goes after, he's able to capture. He puts him in prison. He has the teeth and the claws that everyone's scared of. So as soon as John McClane's weapons freeze up, because Kevin also said this is in the North Pole where this is
I
happening.
didn't say that.
As soon as his weapon frees up, I think hands down we all know who's going to win.
But if the Bumble Snowman is at an office building in Los Angeles, John McClane's got it, dude. He knows his way. Like he doesn't even know that building. So even if it wasn't the North Pole, John McClane can adapt. He's never been to Nakatomi Tower before, but he still found a way to defeat terrorists. And
I will say that's not really a valid argument in the sense that the Nakatomi Tower is in Los Angeles and John McClane is not wearing a lot of clothes. So if it were the North Pole, John McClane would probably freeze to death before anything else happened.
But in Die Hard 2, it's wintertime and he's in an airport. He has all the stuff he needs.
That's true. That's true.
He'll be all right.
All right. Well, anytime there's a Christmas tree around, I can put a Bible somewhere. I can put the star on it, and then after that, he can whip some butt right after he does it. So he sets up. He's really the one who would save Christmas because he would set up that tree, put the finishing touches on, and do his moves and take care of John McClane while John McClane's trying to find his wife. Plus, since we know it, maybe you said it's in an office tower, that's fine, but you did say it's an office tower in the North Pole, and I'm assuming the power's out. So
The power's not
Abominable.
out.
I never said where it was at. Also, what does putting a Christmas tree star on have to do with fighting ability? Like,
Dude,
ooh,
another thing, Yukon Cornelius, he had a pickaxe, right? And he was still scared of the Abominable Snowman. He did end up tackling Abominable Snowman with all the help of those dogs, I guess. But the Snowman could have taken him down if Yukon didn't ambush him. And the Snowman has this huge lair, so he's used to like McClane has the office building, but I've got the huge lair with this cave where there's avalanches that come down, and Bumble still can survive it and keep his victims in there. No one even know they're there if it weren't for Yukon. So I feel like since we are battling in the North Pole and there's not guns involved, that I don't think there's any way John McClane can win. But go ahead, Stephen. You can do your closing argument.
Well, I know talking about
Oh wait, I
resources.
got a quote.
All right. So
That's his only quotes.
there's there's a quote by a very memorable quote from Die Hard by John McClane that I can't say on the podcast because I want to keep it family friendly. But yippee
Is it one
ki
from an old Western time?
yippee ki yes, that one. It's a notorious. I mean, people. That's like one of the most legendary movie quotes ever. Don't want to tap into resources too much, but he does have Reginald Val Johnson and Argyle, his limo driver and his cop friend that help him out.
The cop friend does kind of put it over the top.
yeah. He also has in Die Hard 2, because if this is specifically Christmas time, he also has I can't think of the guy's name, but he was like an engineer or something, helped him out. And then there was like that janitor dude who knew all like the tunnels and stuff.
Well, here's the thing though. I'll allow resources because Christmas time, we work together. We love each other at Christmas time. Let me tell you the Abominable Snowman's resources. Yukon Cornelius, Hermie. We've talked about him before, I think.
Yeah.
All the reindeer, Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, all the elves. I've got a whole army of resources. And we know that Santa Claus, even though I know I can't use him as the main warrior, but he knows the ins and outs of pretty much every building in the world that he has to go to. And the elves can get into small places. I would have, even if it was in the office building, I would be able to find John McClane. It'd be a little hard for the Abominable Snowman to sneak up on him. That's probably true. But he could wreak havoc all around the building, and eventually like something would, like the ceilings would fall down and John McClane would get caught in there, and it'd be like his North Pole prison except in a Nakatomi Tower. So
all right, well,
this is hard to do in 15 minutes, but I think this is a model we might want to try to
a quick round,
incorporate a little bit more. But yeah, that's about all I got. All I really have to say is Abominable Snowman, he was a little misunderstood. But once we realized his true potential, he became a strong ally to the whole North Pole, and because of that, to children everywhere throughout the world. Because without the Abominable Snowman, Christmas probably wouldn't have happened. Without him, we probably wouldn't have had Christmas that one fateful night when there was that big
only
storm.
because he could put a star on a tree. So, John McClane saved Christmas for all the people in Nakatomi Tower and their families. Not all of them. Some of them.
I would argue that Christmas that was saved by the Abominable Snowman, supposedly here, was actually saved by Rudolph.
But Rudolph could not have focused on his job if his mom and his girlfriend were locked up. And because the Abominable Snowman set him free, Rudolph was able to focus. Also, the star on the tree gave them light and hope that the Christmas would be a success.
The light from Nakatomi Tower as it exploded did not give hope. Never mind.
No,
Plus, Yetis are rough, dude. Yetis could tear some people up, man. That's all I'm saying.
But
like he's got all kinds of brute strength, and I bet. See, I might be speculating just a tiny bit here, but to me, like his fur is so thick and his skin, because he lives in the North Pole, that I feel like he could deflect some of the bullets.
What? No.
From just the standard guns that John McClane has. Now, if he gets a big gun, maybe not, but like the little pistol, whatever, I feel like he could. Kevin, you're with me on this, right?
I mean, I don't know much about Abominable Snowman, but I do feel like if they did have a thick hide, like which they might have a lot of blubber and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Can maybe withstand at least a few shots from a 9mm, which is John McClane's primary.
And that's all he would need before he took John McClane and ripped him to shreds, man.
But he also uses plastic explosives. And I don't care about blubber. The Abominable Snowman can't handle plastic explosives, bro.
That is a fair
He can
point.
handle plastic toys at Santa's workshop, but not plastic explosives.
I bet Santa could whip up some. Okay, he's not. The elves could probably whip up any explosives that I need. But
All right.
anyways,
All right,
my
Kevin.
final. I
your
guess
final?
my thing is just remember the Abominable Snowman. Real heroes don't wear capes. He saved Christmas.
Well, so does John McClane.
Not all heroes wear capes. He saved Christmas. He saved Rudolph. Because of him, we still have Christmas like we do today. That's my final argument.
I have a counter. Not all heroes wear capes. Not all heroes wear shoes. So
That's true.
John McClane did legit save Christmas, which is why Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
all right, Kevin. Lay it on us, man.
All right. So my answer to who wins this is Kevin McAllister from Home Alone.
What?
I should have picked Kevin McAllister.
Dude,
I didn't think you'd pick John
John
McClane because I thought that was a Kevin thing. I didn't think you'd pick him.
No, because I can't have a tie because Steve and I discussed this earlier. I do that too much. And I don't want John McClane to lose, but I also don't want the Abominable Snowman to lose either.
Well, technically, the Abominable Snowman lost in Rudolph, but he still became a better asset then. So,
Realistically speaking, in a one-on-one battle, just mano a mano, the Abominable Snowman probably would win on account that he's a giant freaking Abominable Snowman.
shreds. Yep.
But, John McClane is
And
resourceful.
then he put a star on John McClane's dead body's head.
John McClane is resourceful though, and he can take a hit for sure. Nobody can take a hit like John McClane. That dude should have died like 30 times in those movies. Actually, more than that probably.
When
So
he bounces.
I figure in one scenario, Abominable Snowman wins. North Pole definitely.
Okay.
Another scenario in the office building or pretty much anywhere else, John McClane wins. But in the true scenario in Spirit of Christmas, everybody wins.
All right.
So we're gonna go with John McClane then.
No, we're gonna go with Kevin McAllister.
I think Kevin McAllister versus John McClane could have been a good battle too. I thought Steven was gonna pick him, and I didn't want to.
Maybe we should do that anyway, like next year. Kevin McAllister versus John
McClane.
McClane.
There's a Reddit thread about that one. Kevin McAllister versus John McClane. Someone made up a whole scenario and narrative about how that would happen.
Oh, good thing we didn't do it then. This one we did never's been done before, and I just thought
I've also heard this theory that John McClane is actually the grown-up version of Kevin McAllister.
Oh, that could make sense. That's funny.
All right, dudes.
All right.
Well, this had to be a short one. I apologize, but I'm glad we got to do it.
Everyone's a winner.
Everyone's a winner, but
Christmas.
realistically, probably Abominable Snowman. Sorry.
Not if there's weapons involved. I'll concede this one.
Yeah. So no, next year when we start the new season, so to speak, I will be opening up a judge. I'll be opening as a judge because we have a listener submission that we're going to do.
It's going to be great.
And then it's going to be great. If you haven't listened to it already, Steve and I did a little recap earlier. So go ahead and give that a listen. It should be released the same time as this one. And we look forward to seeing all of you next year.
So check us out on brothersbornmedia.com, and we'll catch you later.
All right, peace out. Merry Christmas.